Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we actually have about 2 more hours for the end of Wednesday Brawl. If I get cut out early, I can always just switch to the Brawlers Guild Hall. But I was looking over some of the previous Brawl decks I had. I realized I only had one tree color Brawl deck. It was for Yarok. I updated it. It's actually a lot better now with Tasa, but I figured I should do one for each of the other tree color combos. So here we have Kethis, the Hidden Hand. So it's legendary creature, Elf Advisor. The important thing about this guy, legendary spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and you can exile 2 legendary cards from your graveyard to be able to play stuff from your graveyard. So it's kind of like a mini Muldrota, something I missed back in the day. And I figured if people are doing a lot of Grixis good stuff with Nicol Bolas, I figured let's give this one a try. Let's see how much good stuff, particularly how many legendaries I can shove in here. So I'll just note the cards that are not legendary. Pretty much all the legendary stuff I put, with the exception of Imara, all of them have a color, have one part that requires generic. So almost everything takes advantage of Kethis. Heck, Shadow Spear is free, so that's nice. So we have quite a bit of multicolored stuff. So there's a copy of Hero Precinct 1. I can sub this with Tide Taker. Tide Taker is also a good choice because we don't really have that much to respond to our opponent's turn. In fact, that might be a better choice. How many multicolored? Because the number of multicolored cards we have, 12. Okay, that might be a bit light. I guess we could just sub it with Tide Taker, or another mana ramp creature like an Incubator Druid. So we also have a few cards that actually it's just Glowspore Shaman that dumps cards in the graveyard. It's one way to get that engine going. But I figured most of the time you just want to make your opponent respond to your stuff, then you can eventually replay them. So particular note, some of our removal: Assassin's Trophy, Mortify, Oath of Kaya, Murderous Rider, Eat to Extinction. Price of Fame's always good here, especially that you have a very good chance of hitting a legendary creature in this format. Some of the weird casualties of War is one of our top enders. Something to note is that we're running Sir Conrad. He's also a good way to get cards in the graveyard. And he's also quite beefy enough, and if he sticks long enough, you might be able to run your opponent down for a few points of damage. There's also a bit of a mini combo with Heliod and God Eternal Oketra and Gideon Blackblade. So we're taking a bit of advantage of that. Also a copy of Ajani's Strength of the Pride. As you can see, we have plenty of planeswalkers, plenty of legendary creatures. There are so many that it's very hard to fit them all in a 60 card deck. I guess Kethis makes more sense as a 100 card commander deck. As far as lands go, the only Commander Tower, Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, they technically count as a colored source. I've been running some tests. Eventually, I just settled with Field of the Dead and Field of Ruin as my only colorless lands. And there we go. We'll give this one a bit of a try. Probably should. So let's go to see how much time do we still have left for Wednesday. Okay, 2 hours. Let's give this one a go. Okay, we'll see how well we hit this one. Again, I would note that there's a bit... Yeah, it looks like the most common flavors we see now are pretty much... Ever since we said goodbye to Golos. Okay, so... Temple of Malady, Scarred Baron, Celestia... We'll try to go... I definitely want to go Guildgate into Barons, because I want to see if I want to have the option for turn 3 Blackblade or turn 3 Heliod. Or maybe even turn 3 Mortify if I have to. We have to remember that if we can snipe the mana sources, that's always a good thing. I don't need to play Kethis immediately, although I do get a bit of a benefit. No need to rush there. Also, if this were a Plains, if these two were also white sources, it would be nice. Turn 3 Kethis into turn 4 Heliod into Gideon. That would be really good. And let's see, what mortify here. Still waiting for our opponent to make a bit of a decision. Yeah, I guess the Niv Mizzet deck, you really are looking for ways to ramp because, well, you don't need to hit Niv Mizzet immediately. In fact, if you hit, when you're almost out of cards and you hit, well, I guess maybe you might want to hit turn 4 is not bad. Okay, so we'll definitely lead on Scarred Barons first. I guess an argument could be made for leading with Temple, but in hope we draw into like a regular planes. We only have like 2 of those. I know 2 or 3 of those. I want to be sure in this case though. Also, I originally did not have the guild gates here. I guess I could randomly put in Plaza of Harmony now, though. Okay, opponent leads with Field of the Dead. I guess we can take our time. So, definitely Forest into Temp. Yeah, if we don't draw... Actually, even if we draw regular planes, or... It might be a bit iffy. Okay, we did draw a Fabled Passage. So we can still do Heliod into Gideon. Opponent might have removal here. Well, price of well, it skipped his turn. No, it didn't. He played Overgrown Tomb Tap. Opponent plays Command Tower. Does he have removal for Kethis? He has Uro. Okay, so it's buying some time. Now, Niv Mizzet does fuel Uro. So every card that you whiffs is basically a little bit of fuel for your Uro, so it's not too bad. Also a very good ramp. I should expect our opponent to turn 4. There you go. So remember, we need to play this. Need to hit white source. Yeah, we only had. So as long as. So I'm definitely playing the Gideon first just to be safe.
I march into battle as your champion of justice.
Then definitely give lifelink.
I believe in you, friend.
And we have Mortify to cover. And we have the Mortify to cover cover our opponent's Niv Mizzet next turn. Unfortunately, we are kind of drowning in lands after that. It'd be nice if we could hit another white creature. Oh yeah, wait, our opponent cannot play yet because of Field of the Dead turn 1. Yeah, that's so not quite there yet. Opponent's kinda digging for land.
Let me aid your research.
We could snipe the Tamio. Wait, what's Tamio? 6. Yeah, we technically could snipe Tamio. That's a huge whiff. Opponent might still have a land play. Okay, regular plays. Tostani. Interesting. This by itself doesn't give lifelink. This doesn't give lifelink by itself. It just makes everything big. So, ooh, definitely want to keep that up top. So I will play Trostani. I will buff. I need to give something lifelink. Wait, yeah, because these don't have haste.
I will lend you my strength.
And so Heliod hits Tamio. And we get to... Yeah, now we buff Trostani. Basically, let's get them out of... Well, it doesn't really... Well, they might still have Lava Coil. Let's get them out of damage range. They still will probably die to... They'll still probably die to a regular removal spell. Now, the interesting thing is our actually our opponent not having blue mana kind of helped him, because if he plays Niv Mizzet, it's kind of over. He now has a chance to make a play that's... Oh wait, No, he just needs another colored source. Yeah, we just kind of came out. Okay, Hydrate Crassus for 2. If that's it, we can still Mortify. Hold on. Yeah, let's play. Okay, play Johnny. Yep, and him gaining life would have been it. I could also just ramp it up. Yeah, and that's... So we are kind of leaning on Devotion to White. It's a shame that... Yeah, it's not... Pretty much it's only... Is there any other good Devotion card? Not quite. Daxos, not so much also. I'm trying to avoid playing the... I'm trying to avoid those 2 drops. That's why Daxos, Timaret, and Renata... Well, Renata's a 4-drop. She could fit. We don't have that... We're more reliant on Planeswalkers than creatures. Oh, here's a Kenrith deck. So... Okay, this one's not a great start. We are missing multiple colors. I could run out Emara, but if we don't hit a colored source for Kethis, we are in real trouble. Also, these don't really benefit. I'm gonna take the free mulligan. And this is much better. Although... Okay, we'll probably run Temple of Plenty first. Temple... Okay. Okay, we got Polukranos, but I'm still running Temple of Plenty. Heliod, Sun Crown, that's a plan. So I want to do turn 3 Kethis into turn 4... I don't think we can do turn 4... We could do turn 4 Conrad. Okay, opponent's taking their time. Definitely want to do turn 3 Kethis. Opponent goes Risen Reef. Casualties of War may or may not be relevant here. Okay. Field of the Dead. So, if we can draw another land next turn, I can do turn 4 Sir Conrad, turn 5... I have options actually. Polukranos, Heliod. Opponent goes Fires of Invention. Do they hit their 5th land? They do, so they will hit Kenrith. Rankle, not quite gonna do it. Polukranos also not quite doing it yet. Circuitous Route. Oh, looks like our opponent... Okay, our opponent's going for the Field of the Dead strategy. That's actually quite good. We do need to hit 6 mana to finally nuke this, but that's gonna take a while. Definitely Fabled Passage. We need double black. We don't need double green anymore. So... I guess I'm gonna go Sir Conrad. Gonna hold back a bit. Problem is if our opponent hits a removal spell, we're in real trouble. Actually, our opponent can hit so many possible things, it's insane. So, Heliod Rankle. No, this side doesn't gain life. I can play Nylea first. That makes Heliod cost 1, makes Rankle cost 2. Makes Polukranos cost 2. Opponent goes Yarok. Gets double triggers. It gets both. And gets, we really have, if we have an option to snipe Yarok, we will. Yeah, it's really we're really on holdback duty at this point. We place Omnath equal to the number. Wait, so oh, he gets double triggers too. Okay, so we lose Kethis with so much for that. Yikes. We can probably just concede this one quite immediately. Our opponent already hit their combo way too hard. I guess this does... Well, sometimes you don't get an out for it. And our opponent's just drawn a ton of cards. Yep. Well, it's not quite Kenrith that's busted. It's the fact that he... I guess 5 color is way too good at this point. Okay, so... We have an option to price... We probably should price a Fame Yarok. That's a given. We're still gonna die, but... definitely... Well, yeah, but this is like what? 16? Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, too much stuff outweigh too fast. Opponent had the best elemental build there. Is there any way we could have we do have a few kill spells, but we're kind of playing it that we're forcing our opponent to kill our stuff first, but our opponent in this case isn't playing by those set of rules, so yeah, your mileage may vary in this case. Let's see if we can get a few more games. Okay, this one's a definite keeper. Temple Plenty. We probably will just run this and run Shadow Spear first. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. We could just run Imara turn 2. Not liking that. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Kaikar is also next on my list. Yeah, I might as well just run the Shadow Spear now. So we have options here. Definitely, we now have the option for a turn 3 Mortify. We still need to dig for land, so maybe Polukranos is not a great idea. Command Tower on 2. Opponent skips. Opponent could have counter spells. I could just play Amara just to get out of the way. No, let's take the risk here. Okay, opponent did not have counter spells. Opponent could have Lava Coil, so that would be annoying. Could have Fry, that's also a possibility. Yeah, this one triggers a non-creature spell, so Trail of Possibility. Maybe a Phoenix version? That would be interesting. Yeah, usually when I see Trail of Possibility, it sounds like Phoenix. And a Geode. Okay, our opponent is taking their time. So if I can get another land, God Eternal Oketra is also quite nuts here. So when it goes Terramander. Well, we did hit the mana, it's just a bit late. Definitely want to keep that on top. So I will play Polukranos. So next turn we have multiple options. Mortify, equip Shadow Spear, Mortify Amara. Ugin by himself is also a good option. Heck, we can Amara fight. That's also a good option too. So our opponent can go opponent really has to answer Polukranos. Look, thinking about it. Also, we should not be afraid of exiling our stuff if it means we can recast other stuff. So actually getting our early legendaries to die early is not such a bad plan. Opponent's so concerned about Polukranos. I can't blame them. Okay, opponent's passing altogether. Now we can activate this. So let's see what our opponent does in response. He definitely has a response at this point. Oh, no response. Okay. So I'm just gonna play Amara since it's clear our opponent wants to represent a counter spell. And we can just hold up for Mortify. Okay, opponent's not pulling that trigger. Chemister's Insight. We could just snipe the Terramander now. Yeah, let's do it. All in all, not too bad. Yeah, we have to if we have a choice, we should use up. Okay, opponent shocks Emara, so okay, at least we got one shock out of the way, and that's a little extra fuel. We definitely want to take our time before we play God Eternal Ketra. I guess I could play Ugin, although this build is more likely to have negate. Well, disdainful stroke will also hit God Eternal Ketra anyway. Our opponent is in a position where they're forced to cast something. Narset, this is something.
Mind and body should move
Drawing
with
cards.
thoughtfulness before action.
We can snipe Narset with Kethis. We can hit opponent goes for the planar cleansing. That would. That's okay, I guess. Well, he is he just needs one more white source. Not too bad. So definitely don't want to play any of these at this point. In fact, equipping Shadow Spear into Polukranos is not such a bad. Oh, he can bolt. Okay. Yeah, I want to equip here. And this is also a destroy effect, so I can actually... So I will lose these two. Okay, let's see. Opponent is forced to do planar cleansing. He could also just buy back Beacon Bolt. That's not too bad for us, actually. It's not too bad. We get to keep Kethis up and around. We can still hold up Mortified that way. I guess that's a problem with the Kaikar build. I tried doing this once as an experiment back in this deck building league. Okay, this just destroy all non-land permanents. Yeah, command. Definitely playing the Guild Gate. Definitely replaying Kethis. Wait, no, I'm not gonna recast anything here. Yeah, I could exile 2 just to recast Polukranos. That's one possibility. So what are my options now? I can actually have mana for God Eternal into Hero. Force... Oh yeah, I was a mana Geo. Yeah, sniping Narset was probably more important than dealing additional 3 damage because we don't exactly want our opponent to draw into more cards. How many sorceries did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So they well minus this one, it's a 4. Agent of Treachery. Steals our Kethis. Okay, so we have Hero Precinct 1. I expect this to be a blink build, so I'm actually gonna snipe. Yeah, I'm gonna snipe their agent first, because this is not a reanimation mana. Kethis helps their it helps him recast that one. That's fine. So I have the mana to next turn Ugin take this guy out. Kinda annoying, but kinda necessary evil. Yeah, we really have to make if our opponent doesn't have black mana to buy this back from the graveyard. Well, green is also a color that allows him to, well, it's graveyard to hand, then hand to battlefield. White originally had ways to buy this guy back. We'll take damage from our own Kethis. Yeah, actually we don't mind our opponents sniping our Hero Precinct when that's even more fodder. So how many? That's 5 cards, not enough. Yeah, might as well block. We're... okay, we got an Oath of Kite to snipe this. But we need to get our Kethis back first. And if it forces our opponent to...
I came into being before your kind ever existed. Your
let's see...
past is
yeah, let's put it back in hand.
unwritten.
Command zone, I mean. Could use... actually, we could use a copy of Find Finality. That's another way to rebuy back stuff. It's just that our deck is kind of overloaded on non-creatures right now, so it's a bit concerning. So... opponent goes Chemist. Yeah, taking advantage of the fact that our opponent is casting... so we are 1 mana shy of... okay, there's a Tolsimir. I'm gonna cast Oath first. Let's buy out those counter spells. Because I want to cast God Eternal Oketra before I go Tolsimir if possible. Might not happen though. Important thing is get these cards in the graveyard just to power up the Lucanos again. Opponent plays Electromancer. Yeah, we want our opponent to play out most of his cards. These guys are... don't concern me. Is it Locket? Okay, that's fine. Can't play Paradise Druid. Let's see if our opponent does have the last counter spell. He is representing Absorb. Oh, he did have the Absorb. Okay, so we're gonna take 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna take 10 damage. Then we're gonna take another 7 the turn after. We could play... yeah, we'll have to play Tolsimir next turn. Only drawing cards again. I guess I could... okay. Yeah, the... ooh, Sahiwi.
Prepare to marvel at my mastery.
Still alive? Yeah, still alive. Okay, this is nice. Then the wolf should snipe Kaikar. Because that's a 3/3 flyer, we have to... and it buys us a little bit of life. It also blocks this one. Now we just have to deal with the 6 of these. Ronas won't do it. I don't think we can play Kethis at this point. We could just play Polukranos again just to be able... but we need to start sniping all these small ones. We don't... yeah, we don't exactly have the means. I guess I could put in Cry of the Carnarium. I do have a Shatter the Sky. I'm thinking, but that's also the problem with our deck. If we don't hit our mana, it drops. And what's our opponent buying back? Probably the Absorb. Okay, we... yeah, I probably should just attack with all the tokens. So we have a Sir Conrad that doesn't do much. Yeah, yeah, we don't have anything that does much. That's a good game. Opponent having the counters at the right time. Yeah, that last one. Could I have played something else to... I could not have played the... yeah, it's fine. Opponent just happened to have the right card at the right time. And the opponent had the discipline to not play the Kaikar way too early. Yeah, planar cleansing. We could opt. Well, we actually don't want planar cleansing because we also run a ton of planeswalkers ourselves. It's kind of the thing when you're doing a super friend style build. We do have an elder spell to take care of our opponent's planeswalkers, so that's a plan. Okay, Overgrown Tomb, Hushbringer. Yeah, I guess we keep this one. Hushbringer is not. Turn 2 Hushbringer is not too bad, especially against an opponent that seems to rely on ETB effects. In fact, our number one fear when it comes to green-blue is going to be things like Agent of Treachery. Yeah, our opponent having Agent of Treachery on... Okay. Definitely want to play this, so we can play Kethis. Forced out the counter spell. Tails in. Yeah, sure, Command Zone. So turn 4, we can actually do Chromatic. Oh, we can't snipe that with this. We can snipe with Sorin. Actually, let's see what our opponent does with the untapped permanent. No fetch. Okay. So no need to rush out. In fact, I do want to rush out Chromatic Lantern. And in the rare chance it's a legendary creature, I'm gonna hold on to Price of Fame. Unsummon. Yeah, sure. So that's one. Okay, opponent playing. Oh, this is the Lotus Field deck. Yeah, it's gonna hit quite a lot of mana quickly. Yeah, Price of Fame is okay half the. But it's not okay in this case. So this is 6 mana. Hydrate for 4. Okay, that's enough. Might deal with that. Okay, so I can play this to bring us down to 4 mana. Probably just play the Hushbringer now. We'll take the 4 for now. I'm suspecting something big's coming. No blocks, can't do anything about that. One. Love struck, please. Yeah, we can't. Well, it does deny the card draw, so I'll give it that. Yeah, I'm gonna play this. Okay, won't get this. Yeah, force is fine. You have to take note that this is not. It's a non-bow with Trostani, so we're probably not gonna do that. This one, target player planeswalker, so we can actually snipe Kiora down. Not that much. Can just play Kethis again. Yeah, let's force our opponent to have another counter. Yeah, the tail sign is very good for if you're running blue. So maybe our opponent will counter the Shadow Spear. Yep, Mystical Dispute. It's fine. So
Drop for drop.
we do have okay, we're gonna take a bit of damage. But I can Sorin into Price of Fame. And it's going down to 6 mana. Cure Best to See God, that's a problem. Yeah, because this is not an ETB effect, it's a Saga effect. I can't destroy it with this. Yeah, Lotus Field is kind of busted here also. Well, not quite. It's not that busted. It's quite busted in combination with Kiora, but that's about it. Destroy legend. Well, I'm the only one with a legendary creature. That's a problem. So Also, we're gonna... I have to play Sorin just so I can ping Snipe Kiora out of the way. Problem is, I don't have a real response to an 8-8 expert.
I will have revenge for House Marco.
Well, I do have Shatter the Sky. Maybe I should... Kaya's Rat is also probably a good plan here as well. So... I can actually just play Vraska to snipe Lovestruck Beast also. That's another plan. Let's see if our opponent does counter this. No, opponent didn't counter this one. Now we counter. Yeah, I guess. Okay. So can we replace stuff? We can replace Shadows. No, we can't. And we're gonna take 5. Yeah, I had the negate, so we would have lost Price of Fame also. So 8. Yeah, this game. Yeah, load. This is just me running into every good... Well, then again, that's basically what happens when you have a form... If you think it's quite busted here, you should wait. You should see actual commander. That... The... What do you say? It's the ban list is actually... The ban list assumes that having three other people as your opponents would kind of balance things out. We don't get that benefit here in Brawl, so... But I don't want to see that many bans either. Like, if you think of it, our opponent... If we had a good 1-2-3 play, we had a good shot. If our opponent has a good 1-2-3 play, they have a good shot. So it's only fair that way. Okay. But it does tell us that it's not... We can't just jam every single good stuff that we have. At least in Brawl, having some thought over it is nice. And I guess the deck I'm playing is kind of proof that you can't just jam every good thing and hope that that each card will carry themselves. Sometimes synergy is more important. The one game that we won, that one was based on synergy. Technically, I could play Lotus Field. It doesn't help us cast Kethis though. It does help us cast a lot of... Well, actually not. That's not even quite true. Okay, so we have Once Upon a Time to help us dig for a green source. Definitely running Temple of Silence first. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this because we... So our opponent can too. Okay, we got this all... Okay, we didn't draw into a green source. We'll use the Scry to... Okay, we got Temple Garden, so that is our green source. In fact, it tells us that we can wait to draw. We can wait to cast Once Upon a Time. Opponents, 2 mana. Lesson Wonder, okay. So, definitely taking 2 damage. Can cast this as an instant. We can wait. So in fact, we might want, if we're gonna Assassin's Trophy anything, it's gonna be Huatli. No choice. Opponent plays Angelic Gift. Okay, now we Once Upon a Time. I wanted Oketra. We have the mana for Oketra. That's awfully greedy though. Yeah, I also have... Okay, greed is good. So next turn we actually play... Yeah, next turn we play Kethis. And hopefully we draw into something that's not Field of the Dead. The fact that our opponent played this first, well, he probably still has an... Probably still has a land drop, but it might be a tap land, yeah. So at least we can play Johnny Eve Strength of the Pride. Watley, not too bad. It's just thankfully we have a larger cut. Okay, that's might be a well. No. Let's see if we can. Multiply is good actually.
I am proud of all those who stand up. I will hold them all. A pure soul can inspire others.
So, if Arasta goes after a Johnny, do you let it die? Probably.
I shall wield this power for good.
Mix Herald. That buffs this, so it's gonna be 6/6. Yeah, so we'll let the Johnny die. No, there's no way around it. Okay. Okay, we draw Oath. I want to play through to that. Kinda want to play God Eternal Oketra. Yeah, I want to play Oketra first. Then next turn we have the mana for both Mortify and Oath. Opponent searching for an enchantment. Now let's. We can mortify the enchantment if we have to. I actually would prefer to Oath than Polukranos, but we might have to mortify the Arasta. If we draw another mana, I wouldn't mind playing Trostani, if only because she... But definitely snipe the next Herald. Only taking their time looking over... Okay, finds the Angelic Exaltation, attacks alone. That's a very good card. So we really have to... So we'll take a huge hit, that's for certain. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, no blocks. Damage it is. So definitely have to snipe our ass. Lose by a bit of life. Okay, we got Gids. Okay. Yeah. So first, mortify Arasta. I'll give our opponent I'll give our opponent one of those. And there's just a creature. Oh, it doesn't. No, it's when you cast a creature spell. But okay, this can we see? I just
Share in my light.
wait. We can actually. Okay, we'll give it lifelink. Now, because of double strike. Yeah, it's gonna be a chump, which is good enough for us. And our opponent's also down on cards, so that's a nice thing. So our opponent does have the mana to give this flying, so can. Okay. So we definitely have to snipe one of these two flyers. And play Polukranos. Gideon's gonna take a bit of a hit. Johnny did his job though. No, he has trample. So it's a 7/7. Bring it down to 1. So I take it back. We probably should snipe the next Herald. Ooh, that's nice. We don't have a way to cast it though. Let's see. Yeah, Polukranos Unchained. Get us a 4/4. Then we're definitely going after Quatli, so Indestructible on Kethis. Actually, yeah, maybe this. No, we had no choice. I think that's fine. No, we'll definitely lose Gid. Wait,
Your light
indestructible.
will cleave the darkness.
We can hold. This one's just to snipe these two. We are definitely holding God Eternal Ketra back. Technically, we... Okay, so opponent's now gonna be forced to recast Watley. Just fight for our opponent, I guess. We just have to keep hitting our opponent to the point where they can't recast. I guess we can cast Trostani, but these we have flyers to contend with, so...
Tell me your story.
So what's this? 3-4. No, 4-4. It's for each number of creatures, so this becomes a 7-7. So let's get in that way, that's fine. Do we have a way to cast him? Well, not quite. Okay, finally hit more lands, and finally hit the Shatter the Sky. I guess we keep it as an emergency. So we're gonna ignore Huatli at this point. Also, we can snipe one of these two creatures. Opponent is Destiny Spinner. Okay, kind of flooded. So when he declares an attack, I can... Okay, how many enchantments does he have? 2. Ah, sure. Oh yeah, I forgot these tokens have vigilance. Pass. Oh, I don't have the mana for it. Never mind. How did... Oh yeah, that was a... Oh yeah, because I played that. Okay, fine, we'll take 7 damage. I can choose to block it. No. So definitely playing Trostani next turn.
We don't need to fight. Let me aid you.
Okay, Shatter. I guess we... Okay, if I play Trostani... Yeah, just load the board. Our opponent can technically chump block Kethis, but we don't really care. So we don't really care at this point. Because next turn we have Liliana. One had a great idea. Yeah, my concern with green-white is the lack of card draw. I think our opponent was hoping to overwhelm us early with this. Also, our opponent was kind of flooded on lands too. Okay. Moment of Truth. Our opponent can still gain life though, so that's not an issue. Opponent, ooh. Okay, so 5/5. He gives it flying, so that's kind of also kind of wants to make a creature. So swings for, yeah, swings and gains life. I guess that's his plan. Yeah, we'll survive. We'll survive this. In fact, what we can do at this point is... Yeah, just fight these, get these out of the way. Yeah, just take all the blockers out. Finally got zombies too. Well, there we go. I guess we have time for about... Oh no, we have time for one more. Yeah, let's give it one more. Yeah, we got about 5 matches in. Actually, no, I think 5 matches should be okay. So, that said, what are changes that I would definitely make? So let's take a look at our underperformers. Hero Precinct 1 is an underperformer. I'm guessing... No, Hushbringer is fine. I'm guessing an Eidolon of Obstruction would be a... Actually, I have multiple choices. Eidolon of Obstruction, Tide Taker, even Birth of Meletis is not bad either. In fact, those are probably the options I would take to replace Hero Precinct 1. In that retrospect, I could also replace... Not Hushbringer, but... Yeah, probably Price of Fame. We could also replace the Eat to Extinction with something like Banishing Light. This one comes down cheaper. It also hits Planeswalker, so that is also another option. It also helps adjust it so that we're leaning more towards white and green. Sir Conrad sometimes has its place, but we might want to just lean more towards Devotion to white. That said, if we add more enchantments, we could make room for Archon of Sun's Grace. That's probably a good alternate. Taranika, maybe not so much. Prison Realm's also a good alternate too. Omen of the Sun gives us some options. So we might want to lean it more towards white, I guess. Yeah. Conclave Tribunal's not bad. Let's see. Shatter the Sky is okay. Do we have room for something like Kaya's Rat? Probably we should make room for it. Or we can... Let's see, what are the other white rats that we... Rat effects we have? I know we had... No, Slaughter the Strong's in the previous one. We just saw the City White Bust a while... Wait, no, that's... There is a City White Bust, right? Hold on. Gideon's Battlecry. Oh, City White Bust is 3 mana. Hold on. City White Bust. Destroy all creatures with toughness 4 or greater. Doesn't help us on the Field of the Dead Mass Zombie plan, but it could help. No, it doesn't really help us. So I guess we are really stuck with Shatter the Sky. What's our... Oh wait, we do have a 5 mana rat effect. Well, technically it's under 7 mana. Yeah, we could just play Realm Cloak Giant. That gives us an alternate rat effect. This also works too. So if we were to make changes to this, okay, definitely cutting the Hero Priest. Oh, let's turn off Craft. So let's drag this in. We definitely want to have at least 2 rat effects. So Liliana Dreadhorde General sometimes gets there. Ugin's probably too expensive for what it does. I'm guessing yeah, both of them do different things. Rankle's kind of a miss, so I'm probably gonna cut Rankle. Yeah, if I'm gonna make cuts, it's probably gonna be in the black mana side. So God Eternal Ronas. No, let's stick with Oketra. Let's cut that. Yeah, we said we're gonna cut Hero. If I had to choose, Bounty Agent kinda works as a double to Price of Fame. It's also a 2/2 body. So what I'm more worried about Planeswalkers. I guess Eidolon's not bad. Tide Taker during your turn spells report. I guess I'd run Tide Taker. If anything, it slows down counter spells. Glowspore Shaman's fine. We should try to load up the... Actually, there is a thing we can do also. Not Athemia, but okay, I do like the idea of running Timaret and the Binding of the Titans. No, the Binding Titans is 2 mana. Okay, let's say we're to run these two. How many enchantments do we have? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the 5th enchantment? 1, 2. Yeah, that's weird. No, it's not enough to. Definitely want Nylea, although. Okay, I guess we can cut the Price of Fame at this point. Sorin also not quite cutting it, so I'm gonna cut that as well. Trostani is okay. Arlen's quite expensive, but it does combo with Trostani. No, it does combo with Tolsimir. Basically, the reason I'm running Tolsimir is just to give us an additional removal spell. Timrid Calls the Dead. I guess he's fine. Actually, we could also just run Acolyte of Affliction. If I were to do that, I would probably cut. Let's cut Liliana. Okay, where's Acolyte Affliction? There. Now, Acolyte Affliction allows us to get cards in the graveyard, so that's what, and returns some permanent cards, so that's one good thing. I actually like this better in the Yarok deck, but that's an option. And yeah, that's how I would adjust this deck. That's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. I guess I can show you guys the Yarok deck next time, but we have quite a bit of we have quite a bit of these guys. We saw Kaikar a while ago. Maybe I'll give that one a try next. Until then, stay safe everyone wherever you are. Take care and have a great rest of the week. God bless.